Okay.
So welcome to Made by Pupils.
Yes. All right. I'm sitting down, and once I'm sat down, I'll be Adam. I'm Adam.
I'm Joanna.
And this is Made by Pupils. Okay.
We got the question. What's our story?
Let's see. What is our story? What do we do now, and what did I do in the past? I don't want to give too much information out, but we'll get that right now.
Okay, so why did we choose to live out here?
We moved out here to gain more control over our lives, to get grounded and focused on what we really wanted in life, and making sure. So we wanted to make sure we could live within our means. In our past, we lived well outside of our means. We made plenty of money. We got nothing to show for it, you know. One of those families. So we just wanted control of, you know, your everyday living. You either make it or you don't. But I don't want outside influences forcing us to what's the word I'm looking for?
Conform.
Yeah, I'm a non-conformist. I mean, you know.
So when did we move out here?
Looks like October 2016.
We did. We moved in here.
We moved in here in October.
Mhm.
So 1 year after we moved to Idaho, we moved in here. So it took us a little while to find our land. It took us a little while to build the place. And even now, it's really not finished. I mean, we got rushed into it.
We did.
We got lucky, though. We literally had a free place to live long enough to get this thing upright, insulated, and some drywall up.
Thank you so much.
And those guys were awesome. And we also kept, us being at their place, kept the place over there at their house and their all neighbors.
From burning down?
From burning down. Not all me, but I had a little help with some guys with squirt guns trying to put the fire out.
So where did we move to?
Specifically, we live near Boise. I don't know how specifically we want to get.
That's perfect.
So we live near Boise.
And where did we live before?
We lived in many different places. We have a military background. She was my wife, and I was a soldier, and I traveled the world and did a whole lot of cool stuff.
And I got to live in Alaska, and Kentucky, and Colorado.
Each one of them was awesome in their own way.
Yes. How?
How what?
How do we live here?
Sorry, we rough it. How do we live here? I guess.
One day at a time? Learning as we're going?
Oh yeah, we did a lot of research before we moved up here. And the research was, what are we going to need when we get here? And our research started long before 2016. It was while I was in the oil field. I was working in the oil field. I was driving a semi-truck. And even though I was making lots of money, we were not happy. I had horses. I had lots of land. I had a house that was bigger than I needed.
And work 22 hours a day.
Yeah, I never saw my family, and I left the military because I got tired of being gone. You know, not to mention the fact I was infantry, and it was 2016? 2006. Wow, time's slow. So 2006, 2007, during the troop surge, we got stuck over there. I got stopped lost in my unit before we ever deployed, so that I could make the last 3 months of the deployment. And then once I got over to Iraq and we had done our full year,
they kept him again.
They stopped lost the entire unit and kept me again. So I was gone 18 months.
It was a long time.
So that so after being gone for so long and all that kind of stuff happening, and having a lot of dissatisfaction in life, even making lots of money, we moved up here. So the question is, how do we do it up here? Manual labor. Planning, manual labor, and I mean, do we always get along? No, we don't always get along. but without all those outside influences, nipping at all the cancers and stuff of other people, we're able to we have a better relationship, we're able to communicate better, we're closer to our children. I know my kids, I mean, I know what they're doing, I know what's making them happy, what's upsetting them, so we're more in tune. So
what do we live in?
We live in a small off-grid cabin. That's it. It's a cabin. It's nothing fancy. It's not huge.
Did somebody else build it?
I had a lot of help building it.
But we built it.
Yeah, I built it. We built it. So we, as in Joanna and myself, even our children helped build this place. And that's another reason we did
And
this.
we made the plans?
Yeah, we made pretty much everything to include the roof. And if you want to know how tough a roof is, we did a lot of research on roofs and how to build them and how to make them strong. How many feet of snow fell on this roof? Oh my gosh.
We've had 4 feet over the last month.
It's Idaho's worst winter. I'm going off other people. I haven't actually looked at the record books. It's one of the worst winters Idaho, around Boise, has had in years and years. Right?
Bouchamatic Off-Grid called it the snow apocalypse.
The Snowmageddon or snow apocalypse?
I don't know.
Who cares? So we're, right now it's snowing like crazy outside. We're in round 2. And we're supposed to get 24 inches overnight.
We'll see if they're right.
The roof has held at least 24 inches of a block of ice so big that it would have probably broke the axles on a F-150 pickup truck fully for the day.
And it just slides right off with the metal roof.
Well,
metal's the way to go.
Yeah, the other reason we went with a metal roof is due to the fire danger around here, and when we get the siding on the place, so I haven't got the siding on, we're going with, I don't want to do branding here, but a cement board that looks nice, that doesn't catch on fire. So a metal roof, because the locals around here said when the fires come in, they drop hot pine cones, and that's how a fire spreads. And if you have a shingle roof, it's made of tar. Tar is made of oil products. Oil products is how you make gasoline. It burns. So if you're up here, don't use oil-based roofing. And we want our cabin to be tough, which it is. It's proven that this winter. This thing is solid.
Warm.
It's warm. Right now, I've got the heater turned way down. We won't go into the moisture of this thing, and that'll be another video, is heating, how you heat something like this. But we're building cabin off-grid. We're developing this place as we go along. We find out what does work, what does not work, and we refine it. And so far, we did pretty good. We don't advise jumping into this if you don't know what you're doing and you haven't done any planning.
We're newbies, and we planned for at least 3 years before we jumped.
Right. Take into account your environment. I don't know. Are we getting away from the question? Our story? We are kind of getting away from our story.
We'll do more. Keep asking us what you'd like.
Let's see. We have some videos. That somebody wanted a tour of the property. Like I said, we live in the mountains. The snow is almost up to my waist.
So right now you're not. So we had a battery failure. So here comes Adam again.
Okay, I don't know how good this is going to turn out. So where were we at?
So to make a story short, we moved out off-grid in October.
Yep.
So we could live on a student budget, because Adam's going back to school.
Run my own business, be my own boss.
To
create my own chaos.
For business management?
Business administration, which I'm going to learn how to run a business. I've already learned how to run the business. There's just a bunch of little tiny things I have to.
And he's been at it for a year, and
a little more than that now, isn't it? It's a little more than a year. I already have an education in manufacturing. I'm a manufacturing technician. I know how to make something from absolutely nothing.
So what we want to do is build a business from scratch.
Yep, I make pretty much anything you want, so long as it's legal.
Right here.
Yep. And we're going to try to do it off-grid. So this isn't going to be like a homemade kind of a, we're making paper dolls, cutting up. Those things are cool. but I'm taking it to the whole new level.
Maybe a little.
Kind of an off-grid manufacturing plant. I mean, I don't know.
That,
we'll see how it turns out.
That's the dream.
That's our goal. We'll see if it's a viable option or not. It may not be. I'm not going to be a huge manufacturing like Dynacorp or who are the big ones, Boeing. I'm not going to be building space shuttles or nothing like that. But so
maybe someday.
Could I? I could. I don't know how safe the return will be, but yeah. So that's our story. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I can't believe how much attention our channel has already gotten.
Thank you so much for watching.
Wow. I turned on the emails and it was just flooded. You know, I've had other channels where I tinker around and kind of goof off. Nothing like this. I don't know what the interest, why such a big interest, but we appreciate
thank you very much.
We appreciate you guys. Please like our channel. Please subscribe.
Comment,
good or bad, as long as you're polite. The other thing is, if you have any ideas, I mean, if you want to see something, let me know. So, I mean, you want to see something
we'll explain
built?
what we can. We are newbies.
I'm going to be building a sled, which is how we get our water up the hill in the wintertime. We'll show you how that works out. I'm going to show you how I build the sled, and we'll give you a little history on what they call an Akio up in the Arctic. So when I was in the military, we had to haul our entire house in this little sled. So
it might be a little bit because we are supposed to get a whole bunch of snow dumped on us,
well,
which means we have to remove snow instead of videos tomorrow.
Like we said, so living off grid is labor. Mother Nature doesn't care how happy or how cute you are or anything. She dumps snow, you're working. If you want to get out, you're working. So we've accepted that fact, and tomorrow is a work day.
Hey, thanks for watching.
Yep, thanks.
We needed more light. Okay, go ahead.
So what are you doing now?
You're
creating light.
Flashlight.
And what she's winding there is a really cool light. Here, I have one too. I'm standing right over the camera.
Okay, go ahead and...
Okay. Oop, that's the wrong button. So yeah, this is how you make light in the dark when you're off grid. You don't plug it in or flip the